time for part 2 of the Nachmund video. This time we're going to be doing some building, right? So first things first, you don't have to watch me cut a bunch of stuff off sprues. Yay! So what we've got here is the first piece, and this one was fairly simple to put together. My way of doing this was just to, and I do this with all of my GW stuff, I make sure to line it up like it says on the instructions, and always put a little bit of super glue on the inside catch, because there are little teeth on the inside right there where you see me pointing. So I make sure to put the super glue on just on the inside of the fold there. Now this one, it does go together in a certain way. I'm fairly certain you could, put it together in different ways if you want, but I made sure it was exactly like the instructions. I'm just kind of, a stickler like that. The wheel in the middle of the, or the handle there in the middle of the door was kind of a pain in the butt. It doesn't really click in so much as it sort of just lays in there. So that was kind of a pain. But when you put this thing together, one thing to keep in mind, be careful when you push it together, because it will pop apart. I've had that happen before, luckily not on this one, but pretty much as long as you get some decent super glue, you'll be fine. Well, now that that's together, I had the brilliant idea, and this is not necessary, but anyway, I decided to put some super glue on a popsicle stick and put some super glue in the cracks on the inside to kind of reinforce it. Again, probably not necessary, because I'm actually pretty, kid gloves with my terrain. I also put some of the Tamiya's plastic cement in there. Now again, while I'm putting these on, what I'm doing is I'm using a little bit of glue just on the inside. I'm trying to make it so no glue gets out of the grooves there, because you don't want a bunch of super glue all over everything. That a couple of my earlier builds are like that. It's no good. Now, one thing I like about the Sector Mechanicus terrain is the walkways. Now I shaved on the inside because you want this to be flush, and as you can see, I put all the accessories on. The accessories are actually fairly simple to put together. You just kind of pop them into the holes. The pipes, I'm not going to spend too much time on the pipes. I have a love-hate relationship with the pipes after putting together a bunch of Zone Mortalis terrain for Necromunda. Now these generators, they're catty-cornered, as you can see, and they go together in a certain way with certain pieces, and you just kind of want to put a little bit of glue, just like I did on the others, just on the inside of these. And this is the piece that I was actually the most excited for. I really love the look of these things, and I like their little platform on top of the generator. It's going to have multiple uses, from Necromunda to Stargrave all the way to even Warhammer, once I start playing, hopefully soon. Again, on these, I'm shaving down the bottom where the sprue points are, to make sure that it sits flush with the floor, whatever mat you're using or whatnot. Once that's done, putting on the sides there, and they were very easy. It just pops on. There were some extra pieces. I'm not quite sure where they go yet. And then I moved on to the larger stacks here, and the vents and the hatches. These are super duper easy to put together. It's actually ridiculously simple. Now, one thing that I did notice about these, the instruction says to put the little lid on the side of it. I ended up putting it on the bottom, and I will show you why later. So also, right here, good point, it doesn't tell you to put one of the vents on the bottom piece of the stack, the toxic stacks. You have to put a fan on the bottom piece, or it's not going to sit flush with the ground. So that's something, you will have a spare one anyway, So I mean, it doesn't hurt to just put it on the bottom there so you don't have any issues. Now I'm going to keep them separated because I am going to use them possibly in, to fill my terrain out more. But as you can see, there's lots of things that you can do with these. You can actually put the pipes up next to them. You can put these little vents here. And I did the same. This is where I'm pointing out here. I put the little vent on the side of there so you can hook pipes to that as well. Instead of, and you can just butt them up against. You don't have to glue them or anything. So I don't know why the instructions have you putting it on the upper one, because it doesn't really fit the upper area anyway on those. So that's just a tip from me. Just use that vent on the bottom. Now this is the piece that I am the most excited for, and we'll get to that here in just a moment. The crane is something that you did not get in this new version of the Sector Munitorum Kill Zone box. It came with the sprue for the little guys there, and on the little guys sprue there is these pieces. So these pieces actually go together to form the bottom of the crane. So because I have the Sector Munitorum, I can actually build a full crane, including the little accessory that goes on the back of it, the little antenna. I don't know why they didn't include one of those. So this is what everything looks like before I put the crane together, because I'm just super excited about this stupid crane for some darn reason. But the train looks amazing. I love Sector Mechanicus stuff. So the crane here, I went ahead and stuck it together. It's actually fairly simple once you get it running. It doesn't really take a whole lot to get it together. Just follow the instructions to the T, and you will have no problems. And as you can see, I've got the little antenna there from the other set, and it's already painted, as a matter of fact. So I'm going to leave that off and attach it later. Anyway, so this terrain is awesome. I love it. Love the look of it. Love the build of it. It was all very, very simple to put together. And I hope you liked the video. If you did, like and subscribe. Consider joining me on Patreon and on my Discord server soon once I get that started up. Thank you for watching, guys.